My name is Kylie, and I am the owner slash creative lead slash designer, I don't know, of the Queen's Piece. I sell, the main product I sell is Waistbeads, but I sell matching bracelets and anklets and chokers for those Waistbeads. I also have, all my Waistbeads contain crystals, natural crystals that can help you with whatever you need help with. And so I am not a healer. I'm going to start off by saying that I may one day be able to heal people. Today is not the day. Tomorrow's probably not the day either. However, I do my best not to put my energy on the Waistbeads. I mean, obviously there's an energy transfer, but I pray before I make them, especially if I'm coming up with the design. If I already have the design, I might not pray over it. It just depends. But coming up with design, prayer is always included. And where it started. So when I was a kid, growing up, I always liked making things. I always liked using my hands to make things. I used to make random things like those plastic keychains or like hemp bracelets. And fast forward to 2015. I'm 31. So fast forward to 2015, and I went back to college. I was a non-traditional student, and in 2015, I was able to get an internship in Japan with the Kyosato Educational Educational Experiment Project in Kiyosato-shi Takane-cho, Yamanashi-ken, Japan. So the Yamanashi Prefecture, up in the mountains, very rural area. And they, this is relevant to the story. Let's see if this works. Nah. Okay. I'm being silly. I'm gonna use this mirror. What I just put on is, the color is Prom Night, and it's from Colored Rain. Yeah. Well, I can do this thing here. Colored Rain, a black-owned makeup company. That is awesome, and it feels really nice. I don't hate the color. It's not something that I would wear on an everyday basis, but it feels awesome. So, yeah, I enjoy glitter. Anyways, okay. Shows my lips were like shiny blue, and it's like, that's not cute on the camera. But that lip gloss also feels really nice. I'm just using it because my lips need to be moisturized. So let's get back. So in Japan, this KEEP is what it's called for short, Kyosato Educational Experiment Project. The city was struggling before and after World War II. And this guy named Paul Rush came from Kentucky, and I don't know how he got in that area, but he was there before the war trying to help, and he went back after the war ended. And he brought Jersey cows. He introduced Jersey cows to the area, and so they were able to create a really successful dairy farm. And like the terrain isn't the best for farming for the most part, like not even, traditional Japanese versions of farming. So this was actually really helpful for them. And along with that, this guy, Paul Rush, was also part of the Anglican Church, the Episcopal Church. The Anglican Church has a rosary, different from the Catholic rosary, but, similar in build and such. And similar, like, you make them the same way. One is just longer, to be quite honest. Or you can make them in the same exact way. Just the Catholic version is a lot longer, 5 decades as opposed to 4 weeks. People who know what I'm saying. So that's all. I mean, fuck me. Trying to. So when I think, I've realized that I think in an infinity loop. So it's like some people think in a straight line, but my straight line exists at the nexus of that infinity loop. So when I think of something that is on this line, I think of everything else that could possibly be related to it, and I keep going down the line, and that is not helpful when you want to tell a linear story. And I will continue. So one of the ladies that worked in the gift shop / museum area knew how to make rosaries. She would make them, and she said they would sell like three or so a year. And I was like, what, really? But they're so pretty. And I mean, like, most Japanese are not Christian, so Christianity is not a big thing in Japan, not a big religious, it doesn't have a strong foothold in Japan. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's not a lot of Japanese Christians. Not to say they don't exist, but that's why they don't really sell them, is what I came to the conclusion of. However, she knew how to make them. I asked her to teach me, and she did. And so the first one I made, I have a picture of. I'll add that picture on the video. And I left it there, like, to be sold. I don't know if it was sold or not. Maybe she didn't like my energy. Who knows? I was not in a good place then. Well, I went to, Lord, I was starting to develop culture shock when I went to her to learn how to do this thing. And, I did that in hopes of helping to stave it off or whatnot, but it was the first non-Western influenced country I went to. And to say it doesn't have a Western influence is not exactly accurate. But they still are very much so Japanese. You know what I mean? They have not lost themselves within the shuffle of Europe and the US messing with them. So, I say that to say Eastern, it was very different for me. I have traveled before, I had culture shock, let's move on. So I learned how to make these rosaries. And when I get back, I still make them. I enjoy making things. I mainly only ever gave them away. Like, I don't remember selling a rosary when I first started making them. And then part of that was, like, the technique for making them, I just felt like I didn't like it, because even when I had bought, like, professionally made rosaries, oftentimes, depending on how you treat them, where you carry them or whatever, which I probably should have carried them better, handled them better, the links will just not pop off, like get loose, and then it'll come undone, unraveled. It won't be the same. I know how to fix it, but I don't want to sell a product that I didn't want to sell, a product that I knew had that potential. So I wasn't selling them. Fast forward to 2017. No, we'll say 2016 first. I met a Yoruba priestess, a priestess of Ifa, through one of my college professors. And, well, she and her husband, who has since passed away, will be rest in peace. they taught me a lot of things, and they did some things for me, and or with me, I guess, and she's a priestess of Oshun, very specifically, and so I did we'll call it a women's empowerment weekend with this priestess, and I could not afford the whole fee, but I let her know, I can make something for you. I can, we can do something if you're willing. I can make it up to you. And she's like, okay, what can you make? And I showed her my rosaries, one of my rosaries, and I showed her some designs. Well, first I showed her the rosaries, and then she was like, cool, make some designs, let's see. And I did, and what she wanted was Waistbeads. And I let her know that, I knew how to make rosaries, and I could make Waistbeads in the way that I make rosaries, but I didn't know the traditional way to make Waistbeads. I didn't know much about them other than I knew it was I knew it was an African cultural thing. I didn't know if it was related to a specific country. I didn't know much about them at all. So I made sure to be very clear with her about that. And she was like, that's cool. But and she educated me a little bit on the history of Waistbeads and the fact that they are a spiritual thing for the most part. Nowadays, it's becoming less that. A lot of people are wearing them just for fashion, but plenty of people still wear them for spiritual reasons. And so she essentially, let me know that even though you don't know the traditional way, it's okay because you're still honoring the essence of the Waistbeads by making them in the way that I knew how to make other spiritual beads, if that makes sense. I feel like there's a better way to say that, but she said she was cool with me making Waistbeads that looked like it could be a rosary, in a nutshell.